If you've recently felt that your intuition is stronger, your awareness deeper, or your connection to the world around you changing, this message may be meant for you. There are moments in life when something within you begins to shift in ways that are difficult to explain. It may not happen all at once. Instead, the change often appears gradually, almost quietly, as if your inner world is slowly expanding. You may notice that you are thinking differently than before. Situations that once seemed ordinary may now feel more meaningful. You may find yourself paying attention to subtle feelings, impressions, or insights that previously passed unnoticed. For many people, these experiences can feel unusual at first. It can be difficult to put them into words because they do not always follow the patterns we are taught to expect. Yet, for individuals who are on a deeper personal path, often described as chosen ones, these moments are not uncommon. There are periods in life when spiritual awareness begins to grow, and during those times the way you think, feel, and perceive the world can start to change in noticeable ways. You may begin to trust your intuition more than you did before. There might be moments when you sense something about a situation or a person before any clear evidence appears. A quiet inner voice may guide your decisions in ways that seem surprisingly accurate. At first, you may question these feelings or dismiss them as coincidence. But over time, as these moments continue to appear, you may begin to realize that your inner perception is becoming stronger and more reliable. Alongside this growing intuition, many people also notice a heightened sensitivity to emotional energy. You may find that you can easily sense the atmosphere in a room the moment you enter it. The moods of people around you may become more noticeable, even when nothing is spoken aloud. Sometimes you may feel deeply connected to the emotions of others, understanding what they are experiencing without needing a long explanation. This sensitivity can also influence the environments you feel drawn to. Places that once felt comfortable may now feel overwhelming or chaotic, while quieter spaces may begin to feel more peaceful and restorative. You may notice a stronger desire for moments of reflection or solitude, not because you wish to isolate yourself from others, but because these moments allow you to reconnect with your thoughts and inner clarity. At the same time, your understanding of life itself may begin to evolve. Questions about purpose, meaning, and personal growth may become more important than they once were. Ideas that once seemed distant or abstract may suddenly feel relevant to your everyday experiences. You may feel curious about the deeper forces that shape human behavior, relationships, and the direction of your own life. These shifts can sometimes feel confusing in the beginning. You may wonder why your perspective seems to be changing, while the world around you continues to move in the same familiar patterns. It may even feel as though you are noticing layers of reality that others do not always talk about. Yet for many individuals who are experiencing spiritual growth, these changes are not random or accidental. They are often part of a natural process of awakening. As awareness expands, the mind becomes more open to subtle forms of perception that previously remained unnoticed. Intuition becomes clearer. Emotional sensitivity becomes stronger. The desire to understand life at a deeper level begins to guide your thoughts and decisions. When these experiences appear together, they can signal that something important is developing within you. Rather than being signs of confusion, they may actually represent the early stages of spiritual gifts beginning to grow. The abilities that allow you to sense, understand, and interpret the world more deeply are gradually becoming stronger as your awareness evolves. Today, we're going to explore the signs that your spiritual gifts may be growing and what this transformation could mean for your life. Understanding these signs can help you recognize the changes you may already be experiencing and give you clarity about the path that may be unfolding ahead of you. Before we continue, take a moment to support this message. If something in this video resonates with you, make sure to like the video so that more people who are going through similar experiences can discover it. Share it with someone who may also be noticing changes in their awareness or intuition, and subscribe to the channel for more messages designed for those who are walking the path of the chosen ones. As spiritual awareness begins to grow, the first signs rarely appear as dramatic or overwhelming events. Instead, they often emerge quietly, gradually becoming noticeable as subtle changes in how you experience your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings. For many chosen ones, this stage can feel both fascinating and confusing at the same time. You may sense that something within you is developing, yet it can be difficult to fully explain what is happening. or why your perception of the world seems to be shifting. One of the most common signs that spiritual awareness is expanding is the strengthening of intuition. Intuition is often described as an inner knowing that arises without the need for logical reasoning. It may appear as a quiet thought, a sudden feeling, or a subtle impression that guides you toward a particular decision. In the past, you may have occasionally experienced these intuitive moments, but quickly dismissed them as coincidence or imagination. However, as your awareness begins to deepen, these experiences may start to occur more frequently. You might notice that your instincts about people or situations become more accurate than before. There may be moments when you sense that something is not quite right in a situation, even though everything appears normal on the surface. At other times, you may feel drawn toward a certain opportunity or path, without being able to explain exactly why. Later, you may discover that following that instinct led you toward a positive outcome, or helped you avoid a situation that was not aligned with your well-being. This growing sense of inner guidance can feel surprising at first, because it operates differently from the analytical thinking most people rely on. Logical reasoning tends to move step by step, analyzing evidence before reaching a conclusion. Intuition, on the other hand, often arrives instantly, presenting an impression or insight without explaining how it formed. As your spiritual awareness expands, learning to recognize and trust this inner voice becomes an important part of your development. Alongside stronger intuition, many chosen ones also notice an increase in emotional sensitivity. This sensitivity does not necessarily mean becoming overwhelmed by emotions. Rather, it often involves becoming more aware of the emotional atmosphere around you. You may begin to notice subtle shifts in the mood of a room the moment you enter it. The tone of a conversation, the body language of a person, or the energy within an environment may become more noticeable than it once was. For example, you may find that certain environments feel calming and supportive, while others feel heavy or tense, even when nothing obvious is happening. When spending time with different people, you might sense the emotional state they are experiencing before they express it directly. This heightened perception can help you understand others more deeply, because you are able to recognize feelings that remain unspoken. While this emotional awareness can be a powerful ability, it may also require time to adjust to. During the early stages of spiritual growth, some individuals feel overwhelmed by the amount of emotional information they begin to perceive. Situations that once seemed ordinary may now carry layers of emotional meaning that were previously unnoticed. Over time, however, this awareness often becomes easier to manage as you learn how to maintain balance while still remaining open to your perceptions. Another experience that frequently appears during periods of spiritual expansion is a change in dreams. Many chosen ones report having dreams that feel unusually vivid or meaningful. These dreams may contain symbols, messages, or scenarios that remain in your memory long after you wake up. In some cases, dreams may even appear to reflect situations in your waking life, offering insights about decisions, emotions, or challenges you are currently facing. Dreams have long been considered a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. When spiritual awareness begins to grow, the subconscious mind often becomes more active in communicating ideas and impressions through imagery and symbolism. You may wake up from certain dreams with a strong sense that the experience carried a deeper meaning. Even if you cannot fully interpret the dream immediately, the emotional impact may remain clear. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns in these experiences. Certain themes may appear repeatedly, encouraging you to reflect on aspects of your life that require attention. While not every dream carries a specific message, the increased clarity and memorability of dreams can be another sign that your awareness is becoming more connected to deeper layers of perception. In addition to changes in intuition, emotional awareness, and dreams, many individuals also develop a stronger interest in reflection and self-exploration. Activities that allow you to think deeply about your experiences may begin to feel more meaningful than before. You might feel drawn toward journaling, meditation, quiet contemplation, or simply spending time alone to observe your thoughts. This growing desire for reflection is not about withdrawing from the world. Instead, it often represents the mind's natural response to increased awareness. As you begin to perceive life in a more complex and meaningful way, your mind seeks space to process the information it is receiving. Moments of quiet reflection allow you to organize your thoughts, recognize patterns in your experiences, and understand the insights that are gradually forming within you. During this stage, you may also notice a stronger curiosity about spiritual questions. Ideas about purpose, consciousness, personal growth, and the deeper nature of reality may begin to capture your attention more frequently. Books, conversations, or teachings that explore these topics may suddenly feel more relevant than they did before. Instead of simply moving through life according to routine expectations, you may find yourself exploring the deeper principles that shape human existence. This curiosity does not necessarily mean adopting any specific belief system. Rather, it often reflects a genuine desire to understand the nature of awareness and how your inner experiences relate to the world around you. The questions you ask during this stage can lead to meaningful insights about your identity, your values, and the direction you wish to pursue in life. As these experiences begin to appear together, you may start to recognize that they are connected by a common theme. Your intuition becomes stronger, guiding your decisions with increasing clarity. Your emotional sensitivity allows you to understand people and environments more deeply. Your dreams become more vivid, offering glimpses into the deeper layers of your mind. Your interest in reflection and spiritual understanding continues to grow. Taken individually, each of these changes might seem small or easy to dismiss, but when they appear together over time, they form a pattern that is difficult to ignore. The pattern suggests that your awareness is expanding beyond the level you previously experienced. You are becoming more attentive to the subtle signals that exist within your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings. This does not mean that you are suddenly becoming someone entirely different. Instead, it means that aspects of your perception that were always present are becoming clearer and more active. Much like a skill that develops through practice, spiritual awareness grows as you begin to notice and engage with the signals that arise within you. As this process continues, you may gradually develop greater confidence in your inner perception. Decisions that once felt uncertain may become easier to navigate because you are able to sense which direction aligns with your values and intuition. Situations that once seemed confusing may reveal deeper meaning as your awareness becomes more refined. The most important thing to remember during this stage is that these experiences are not signs that something unusual or alarming is happening to you. In many cases, they are simply indications that your mind is learning to recognize forms of perception that were previously unnoticed. Your awareness is expanding, and with that expansion comes the ability to observe life from a deeper and more thoughtful perspective. When viewed through this lens, the changes you are experiencing begin to make more sense. Stronger intuition, increased emotional sensitivity, vivid dreams, and a growing desire for reflection are not random occurrences. They are often signs that your inner awareness is developing and that you are becoming more connected to the deeper layers of your own perception. And as this connection continues to grow, you may discover that the insights you gain from within become some of the most valuable guides on your journey forward. As spiritual awareness begins to expand, many chosen ones quickly discover that growth does not come without its challenges. The same heightened perception that allows you to understand life more deeply can also create moments of difficulty as your mind adjusts to this new level of awareness. During this stage, it is common to experience periods of confusion, emotional fatigue, or uncertainty. These experiences do not mean that something is going wrong. In many cases, they are simply signs that your perception is evolving faster than your habits and expectations are used to. One of the first challenges that often appears is the feeling of being overwhelmed by heightened awareness. As your sensitivity to emotional and environmental signals increases, you may begin to notice things that previously went unnoticed. Situations that once felt ordinary may now feel intense or complex. The emotions of the people around you may become more visible, and the atmosphere of certain environments may affect you more strongly than before. For example, you may enter a room and immediately sense tension between people, even if nothing is being said aloud. You might notice subtle shifts in tone during conversations that reveal emotions hidden beneath the surface. These observations can help you understand others more deeply, but they can also create mental fatigue when you are constantly processing emotional information that others do not appear to notice. Because of this increased sensitivity, some environments may begin to feel overwhelming. Busy spaces filled with noise, conflict, or strong emotions may drain your energy more quickly than they once did. You may find yourself needing more time alone to recover after social interactions or demanding situations. This need for quiet reflection is not a weakness. It is often your mind's way of restoring balance after absorbing large amounts of emotional and sensory input. At first, this shift can be confusing. You may wonder why places or situations that once felt manageable now feel exhausting. The truth is that your perception has changed. You are now noticing layers of experience that previously passed by unnoticed. Just as someone adjusting to brighter light needs time for their eyes to adapt, your mind may need time to adjust to the increased clarity of awareness you are developing. Another challenge that frequently appears during spiritual growth is a sense of isolation. As your understanding of life begins to evolve, you may find that your perspective no longer aligns perfectly with the viewpoints of the people around you. Ideas that once seemed normal may now feel incomplete. Conversations that once felt engaging may begin to feel repetitive or superficial. You may notice that your interests are shifting toward deeper questions about purpose, meaning, and personal growth, while others may focus primarily on routine activities or surface-level concerns. Your mind may be drawn toward exploring the underlying patterns that shape human behavior and experience. This difference in focus can sometimes make you feel as though you are observing life from a slightly different position than those around you. This feeling of distance does not necessarily mean that you are separating yourself intentionally. It often occurs naturally as your awareness expands. When you begin to see life through a new lens, it can take time to find others who share similar perspectives or interests. During this transition, you may feel as though you are moving through a stage where your thoughts and experiences are difficult to fully explain to the people in your current environment. Periods of solitude often accompany this stage of development. You may feel drawn towards spending more time reflecting on your thoughts and experiences, rather than constantly engaging in social activity. These moments of solitude can be valuable because they allow you to process the changes taking place within you. However, they can also create moments of loneliness if you begin to wonder whether anyone else truly understands the path you are experiencing. It is important to remember that many individuals who experience spiritual growth pass through similar periods of adjustment. When your awareness expands, it naturally reshapes the way you see relationships, priorities, and goals. Some connections may grow stronger as your perspective deepens, while others may gradually change as your interests evolve. This does not necessarily mean that relationships are ending. Often it simply reflects the natural process of growth as you become more aligned with your authentic values. Alongside these feelings of sensitivity and isolation, another challenge that often arises during spiritual development is self-doubt. As you begin to notice unusual experiences such as strong intuition, vivid dreams, or emotional awareness, it is natural to question whether these perceptions are real or meaningful. The mind often seeks logical explanations for new experiences, and when it cannot immediately find them, uncertainty can appear. You may wonder whether you are imagining things or reading too much into situations. You may question whether your intuition is truly guiding you, or whether it is simply coincidence. These doubts are a normal part of growth because the mind is learning to integrate new forms of perception into its existing understanding of reality. For many chosen ones, self-doubt appears precisely because they are thoughtful and reflective individuals. People who examine their experiences carefully are more likely to question their own interpretations before accepting them as truth. While this caution can sometimes slow the process of trusting your inner awareness, it also helps you remain balanced and thoughtful as you explore your developing perception. Over time, as you observe patterns in your experiences, your confidence in your inner awareness often begins to grow. You may notice that your intuitive impressions frequently align with real outcomes. You may recognize that your sensitivity to emotional environments helps you navigate situations more wisely. Gradually, the experiences that once seemed uncertain begin to reveal their consistency. The key to moving through this stage of self-doubt is patience. Spiritual growth is not a process that happens instantly. It unfolds gradually as your mind learns how to interpret and integrate the signals it is receiving. Just as learning any new skill requires time and practice, developing trust in your inner perception requires observation and reflection. When viewed from a broader perspective, these challenges begin to make sense. Heightened sensitivity, periods of solitude, and moments of doubt are not obstacles meant to stop your progress. They are adjustments that occur as your awareness moves into a deeper level of perception. Your mind is learning to operate in a new way, and like any adjustment, it takes time to find balance. The important thing to understand is that these experiences are shared by many individuals who pass through stages of spiritual awakening. Feeling overwhelmed by emotional awareness, questioning your perceptions, or needing time for solitude are all natural responses to expanded awareness. They indicate that your mind is processing new information and learning how to integrate it into your understanding of the world. When you begin to recognize these challenges as part of the journey, rather than signs of failure, they become easier to navigate. Instead of resisting the changes you are experiencing, you can approach them with curiosity and patience. Each challenge provides an opportunity to learn more about how your awareness functions and how you can maintain balance while continuing to grow. In time, the sensitivity that once felt overwhelming often becomes more manageable as you learn how to regulate your energy and attention. The isolation that once felt discouraging may gradually transform into opportunities to connect with individuals who share similar perspectives. The doubts that once created confusion may evolve into thoughtful reflection that strengthens your understanding. This is why challenges are such an important part of spiritual development. They allow your mind to adapt to a new level of awareness while maintaining stability and clarity. Without these moments of adjustment, growth could become disorienting or overwhelming. Ultimately, the difficulties you encounter during this stage are not signs that your spiritual awareness is causing problems in your life. They are signs that your mind is adjusting to a broader perception of reality. As you continue to grow and integrate these experiences, the balance between awareness and stability gradually becomes stronger. And when that balance begins to settle, the same awareness that once felt challenging often becomes one of your most valuable sources of insight and guidance. As spiritual awareness continues to grow, an important shift eventually begins to take place. In the earlier stages, much of the experience revolves around recognizing the signs of change and learning how to navigate the challenges that come with heightened perception. But over time, the focus gradually moves from simply noticing these abilities to understanding how to use them wisely. Spiritual growth is not only about awareness, it is also about responsibility, balance, and the intention behind how these gifts are expressed in everyday life. When chosen ones begin to recognize their developing intuition, emotional sensitivity, and deeper perception, it can be tempting to see these abilities as something extraordinary or unusual. In some cases, people may even begin to believe that these experiences set them apart from others in a way that creates distance or hierarchy. However, the true purpose of spiritual gifts is not to create a sense of superiority. Instead, they are meant to deepen compassion, strengthen understanding, and build meaningful connections with the people and world around you. The first step in learning to use spiritual gifts wisely is developing practices that help maintain balance. As awareness expands, it becomes important to remain grounded in everyday life. Without balance, heightened sensitivity can lead to emotional exhaustion or confusion. This is why many people who experience spiritual growth find value in simple practices that allow them to reconnect with themselves. Reflection is one of the most effective ways to maintain this balance. Taking time to quietly observe your thoughts and emotions allows you to understand the signals your awareness is providing without becoming overwhelmed by them. Reflection creates space between perception and reaction. Instead of immediately responding to every intuitive impression or emotional signal, you learn to observe what you are experiencing and consider its meaning carefully. Self-awareness also plays a crucial role in this process. As your perception becomes more sensitive, you begin to notice not only the emotions of others, but also the patterns within your own thoughts and reactions. Understanding your own emotional landscape allows you to respond to situations with clarity, rather than being carried away by the intensity of what you perceive. Self-awareness creates stability, which makes it easier to interpret your intuition accurately and use it constructively. Spending time in calm environments can also support this balance. Many chosen ones discover that quiet spaces help them reconnect with their inner clarity. Nature, peaceful surroundings, or moments of solitude can allow the mind to settle after absorbing the emotional and sensory signals of daily life. These environments create an opportunity to reset your awareness and maintain harmony between your inner perception and the external world. As balance develops, the purpose of spiritual gifts becomes clearer. These abilities are not meant to exist only for personal insight, they also carry the potential to positively influence the lives of others. When someone develops strong intuition and emotional awareness, they often become more capable of understanding people on a deeper level. They can sense when someone is struggling, recognize when a person needs encouragement, or understand emotions that others may find difficult to express. This ability to perceive emotional and energetic signals can allow chosen ones to provide meaningful support in many situations. Sometimes this support appears in simple ways: listening carefully when someone needs to share their thoughts, offering guidance when a person feels uncertain about their direction, recognizing when someone needs compassion rather than criticism. These moments may seem small, but they can have a powerful impact on the well-being of others. In many cases, people who develop spiritual awareness naturally become sources of inspiration for those around them. Their ability to see beyond immediate circumstances allows them to offer perspectives that encourage hope and growth. When others feel trapped by difficulties or confusion, someone with strong inner awareness may help them recognize possibilities they had not considered before. However, using spiritual gifts responsibly requires humility. Humility means recognizing that awareness is a tool for understanding, not a measure of personal importance. The purpose of deeper perception is not to prove that you know more than others. Instead, it allows you to approach life with greater empathy and patience. When you recognize the complexity of human emotions and experiences, you become more compassionate toward the challenges others face. Humility also encourages continuous learning. Spiritual growth does not end once awareness begins to expand. It is an ongoing process that evolves as you gain more experience and insight. Remaining open to learning ensures that your perception continues to develop in a balanced and thoughtful way. Another important aspect of using spiritual gifts wisely is understanding that not every insight needs to be shared immediately. Sometimes intuition provides guidance meant primarily for your own growth, rather than for influencing others. Learning when to speak and when to simply observe is an important skill. When your intention is to support rather than control situations, your insights become more constructive and meaningful. As chosen ones continue to develop their awareness, they often discover that their presence alone can influence the atmosphere around them. Calmness, empathy, and thoughtful communication can help create environments where people feel safe to express themselves honestly. This ability to shape positive environments is one of the most valuable ways spiritual awareness can contribute to the world. The deeper purpose of spiritual gifts is ultimately connected to service. Service does not necessarily mean performing grand acts or dramatic gestures. Often it appears in everyday interactions where understanding, patience, and kindness make a meaningful difference. When someone feels heard, respected, and supported, the influence of that moment can extend far beyond what is immediately visible. Over time, chosen ones who use their gifts with humility and balance often find themselves naturally guiding others through difficult moments. People may seek their perspective during times of uncertainty because they recognize the calm insights these individuals bring to conversations. Rather than forcing themselves into positions of authority, they simply share their understanding when it is needed. This approach transforms spiritual awareness from a personal experience into a source of positive impact. Instead of remaining focused solely on their own journey, chosen ones begin to recognize how their perception can help strengthen the well-being of the people and communities around them. The gifts that once felt confusing or overwhelming become tools for compassion, guidance, and connection. As this stage of development unfolds, many people begin to feel a deeper sense of purpose. They realize that the intuition, sensitivity, and insight they have developed are not random traits. These qualities allow them to navigate life with awareness and contribute to the growth of others in ways that feel authentic and meaningful. Ultimately, spiritual gifts reach their greatest potential when they are guided by humility, awareness, and a sincere desire to contribute positively to the world. When these qualities shape how awareness is used, spiritual growth becomes more than an individual journey. It becomes a path that strengthens understanding, encourages compassion, and helps create deeper connections between people. And as chosen ones continue to walk this path with balance and intention, they begin to see that the true power of spiritual gifts lies not in the abilities themselves, but in the positive influence those abilities can bring to the lives of others. As we come to the end of this message, it is worth taking a moment to reflect on the journey we have explored together. Spiritual growth rarely happens in dramatic or obvious ways. Most of the time, it unfolds quietly within the inner world of your thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. You may begin to notice subtle changes in how you sense the world around you. Your intuition may become stronger. Your awareness of emotional energy may deepen. You may feel drawn toward reflection, solitude, or questions about the deeper meaning of life. At first, these experiences can feel unfamiliar, even confusing, especially if you do not yet understand what they represent. But as we have discussed throughout this video, these changes are often not something to fear. For many chosen ones, they are simply signs that awareness is expanding. Your mind is beginning to recognize forms of perception that once existed quietly beneath the surface. What once felt like random impressions or emotional sensitivity may actually be part of a developing ability to understand life more deeply. The key is learning to approach these experiences with patience and balance, rather than worry or doubt. It is also important to remember that spiritual gifts are not about becoming perfect or extraordinary. They are not about separating yourself from others or proving that your awareness is greater than someone else's. In reality, spiritual awareness often brings the opposite lesson. The more a person understands the complexity of human emotions and experiences, the more humility and compassion they tend to develop. True growth does not elevate someone above others. Instead, it deepens their ability to connect with people in meaningful and supportive ways. Throughout this journey, intuition becomes a guide rather than a mystery. Emotional sensitivity becomes a source of empathy rather than confusion. Reflection becomes a tool for understanding rather than isolation. When these abilities are used with balance and awareness, they help you move through life with greater clarity. They allow you to notice patterns that others may overlook and to approach situations with a deeper sense of understanding. At times, you may still experience moments of uncertainty. That is completely natural. Growth often comes with periods of adjustment, as your mind learns to integrate new forms of awareness into everyday life. What matters most is the willingness to remain open to the process. When you observe your experiences with curiosity instead of fear, the path ahead becomes clearer over time. The changes you are experiencing may also help you recognize your connection to others in a deeper way. As your awareness expands, you may begin to understand the emotions, challenges, and hopes of the people around you more clearly. This understanding can inspire acts of compassion, patience, and guidance that have a meaningful impact on those you encounter. In this way, spiritual gifts become less about personal ability and more about how your awareness contributes to the well-being of others. If you have been noticing stronger intuition, deeper emotional perception, or a growing desire to understand life on a more meaningful level, you are not alone. Many people pass through similar stages of growth as their awareness evolves. What may feel unusual at first often becomes a natural part of how you experience the world as your inner perception continues to develop. Sometimes the changes you feel within you are not confusion, they are the signs that your awareness is expanding. And if this message resonated with you, take a moment to support the channel. Like this video so more people who are experiencing similar growth can discover it. Share it with someone who may also be noticing these changes in their awareness. And subscribe to the channel for more messages created for those who are walking the path of the chosen ones.